let's talk about Inayah's latest project, Therapy Wasn't Enough. This joint dropped on June 5th, and if you've been following her recently in her career, then you know she is not afraid to go there. She is not afraid to be vulnerable. She is not afraid to talk about the actual journey as she's going through it. This project is probably going to be uh, go down as probably her most honest yet. The story behind it is a big part of why it works, because she is over the last few years she's been talking about this a lot, going through therapy, living through it, and actually incorporating it into her music, very much so heavily. Matter of fact, in this project, there's even some voice notes from live from genuine therapy sessions. She's talked about it everywhere in interviews, morning TV, on the radio. And one thing that she keeps saying is that therapy gives her tools. It's not trying to magically, it doesn't, and therapy doesn't do this, and I guess this is Darwin's mental health corner. Therapy doesn't purport to fix all your problems. And I think people should stop looking at it that way. I'm an advocate that everyone should have some mental health therapy, because it's like going it's like going to the gym for your muscles, right? You get tired, you get fatigued, but you go to the gym to work that thing out to get those muscles stronger. Same thing with your brain. There is still so mental fatigue is a thing. Your brain, your brain goes through metabolism just like the rest of your body does, and so when losing, like doing something like this, all the mental energy that goes into a long project, um, preparing for a show like this, or whatever you're doing at work, you know, not getting sleep, these reading a book, like these things take an actual toll on your brain in terms of working it out, in terms of increasing the metabolism, um, you know, and the nutrients that that occur when you do some heavy thinking. And I love that she's like, yeah, therapy wasn't enough though. Therapy wasn't enough though. For her, an extra outlet to unpack all that stuff was to put it in the music. To put it, so get some therapy, and you can put that energy in the creative work that you may be producing, um, and it can make it, and just incorporate it. It can make it that much deeper, that much more well received. She did her thing on here. She's in a good place personally right now. She's recently been engaged. She's still acting. Um, she's doing voice work, and she attributes it all to having these tools in her kit that she gained from therapy to be able to tap into when she's unsure, um, when she's feeling maybe depression, maybe she's feeling uh, imposter syndrome, or maybe when she's feeling like she's not enough, right? All those tools that you get to tap into, because she has heavily invested in herself, which is an investment that nobody else can make for you. Nobody else can force you to make for it. It's an investment is going to pay off in dividends, and it's showing in the freaking music. Let's talk about the music. Let's talk about the production. The lineup is stacked. Damon Thomas, we got the Underdogs, Triangle Park, Eric Hudson, production and producers left and right. But this is what you're going to get when you tap into usually these R&B projects. There's going to be a lot of producers, a lot of chefs in the kitchen on these things. But this is a serious group of producers, and you hear it immediately. The album is polished without losing the emotional core to it all. The R&B bridge is back. Anaya intentionally brought it back because she felt that the genre lost something when artists stopped using bridges. Listening to this album, it's hard to argue with her. Choose includes real therapy audio. So she's actually incorporating these recordings in her music, like helping set the stage for that particular track or the next one coming up. Love it. That track outside uh, is tipping to traditional R&B music. Lil Mo, Usher. You don't have to call, right. She the kind of sort of like a remix of that track. But it still feels fresh enough for 2026. So it's just not a worn out sounding track at all. The album follows an emotional journey. It starts in the middle of heartbreak and confusion when then it slowly works towards clarity. WTF opens that story, and Crazy 2 brings it full circle. WTF, speaking of which, this is coming across as like confusion, a little bit controlled chaos, a little bit. You can hear somebody trying to keep it together while everything underneath is falling apart. Choose is one of the most personal records on here. Outside, this one's the vibe. Catchy, it's replayable. Crazy 2 is a strong closer because she doesn't just point fingers. She says, maybe I'm crazy too, right? Pointing fingers, nonetheless, saying, you did that, you got that, how could you do this, right? What were you thinking? And then she's like, and for me to still be rocking with you, I mean, this ain't the first time stuff like this has happened, and I'm still kicking it with you, then maybe I'm crazy too. Pretty much the message is going on there. I haven't heard a better vocal performance for this length of a project. I overall, even from track to track, I haven't heard a better vocal performance since Duran Bernard's Bloom, and she is on exhibition for the entire project. The overall vibe of Therapy Wasn't Enough feels grown. It's not about a breakdown or a breakup. It's not even necessarily about having the perfect glow up either, because it's been messy. It's all about the in between stuff. It's awkward in moments, it's uncomfortable. It taps into that part of you where you're learning, you're making mistakes, you're figuring yourself out, you're figuring things out, right? Figuring out the world around you, the people around you. This feels like the soundtrack for a reset. When you're cooking maybe something for yourself, because finally you're starting to take care of yourself and eat a little bit better. It's the sort of music for rebuilding. It's quietly but consistently delivering without need for applause or artificial participation. Inayah is giving you music for the work that comes after the breakthrough, after therapy. One thing is to go through the therapy, but therapy isn't enough. She's trying to let you know. You gotta put in that work in your daily life, your daily ventures, your journals, in your craft. Put it in there too. The passion and the clarity will shine through. If you're looking for R&B that trusts you to listen, reflect, and stay with the story, that is absolutely one of these projects. This is actually one of those projects that you should play all the way through.
It's challenge day.